Hello mis amigos and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having an amazing day. And today we are in the kitchen again. Can you believe this? So many videos in a row we've been in the kitchen doing kitchen stuff. Maybe I am a kitchen channel. Maybe I'm just here to tell you our kitchen. Beautiful cabinets, a lot of storage. Look at this. Wow, oh, it's very empty. Well, you can fill it up. Look at this. This is your range hood and you can barely see it. And if you open up this cabinet, wow, still no range hood. Instead, you've got more storage for all of your favorite spices. For all of your favorite spices. And no one must know what is hidden underneath, namely your range hood. That also has a light. Wow. Okay, so you're gonna buy the kitchen or what? So at the moment I have a lot of kitchen video ideas. Don't come for me, I'm sorry, I hope you still enjoy them. And if you don't, then you should still watch this video because this video has a very interesting and nice topic, because today we're gonna make vegan alternatives to non-vegan stuff. So about a year ago I tried a lot of vegan meat alternatives, but I never branched out of that. For example, I never tried vegan seafood. I also, in that video, did not try vegan bacon. That sounded like Kevin Bacon, probably because his last name is Bacon. Kevin Bacon! Anyway, that's until I discovered, that really sounded like a commercial. Oh, I love that. That's until I discovered online dating. That's a TikTok. Where is my brain? Focus! That's until I discovered a TikTok in which someone, I forgot his name, I will look it up and I'll also link it in the description and you'll also see it here at some point, make a TikTok about vegan bacon. Because they made vegan bacon out of bread. Can you believe this? I couldn't. He was very convinced, he loved it very much, and he said it tasted just like bacon. Personally, the pictures did not really convince me, not gonna lie. But his attitude really did. And so here we are today, and we're gonna find out if it's any good. And then the same goes for vegan salmon. Naomi once bought vegan salmon, but I don't think I've tried it then. I was never super into bacon, but I was definitely super into salmon. Back when I still used to eat it, I was such a big fan of seafood. I'm just really happy that I don't live nowhere near the sea, because if I were to live in Italy, close to the coast, I probably would not be a vegetarian. That being said, let's make vegan alternatives. So let's just look at the recipe again. Funnily enough, the vegan bacon seems to be really easy to make. Basically, you just flatten the bread, then you dump it in the mixture of all different kind of sauces and spices or whatnot, and then you fry it in a pan. And that's it. I don't know much about American bread, but I know that Germans usually do not like American bread because it's very different to our German bread, which we really like. Also, from what I've seen in this TikTok, I really didn't know what bread to buy. His video reminded me most of brioche, but then I also just bought normal toast. It's American style. So our first step is to flatten the bread. I'm gonna start with the normal toast, and he basically used his hand, and then he also used the rolling pins. We should probably do that. Let's flatten the bread. So he said essentially you end up with a strip of gluten that can absorb the flavors very nicely, according to him. What else do you do on a Wednesday afternoon? And now very carefully, because we don't want another incident to happen, don't look, but look if you can. Very carefully, we're gonna cut that into nice little pieces. Now I gotta do the same to the other bread, the brioche. How can we differentiate? The brioche is a little bit bigger. Now onto our sauces. Okay, we are gonna need something. Period. I'm going to mix all of the sauces on this plate. He never tells me how much I need of everything, but I guess this leaves room for creative freedom, you know? Is maple syrup healthy? I did buy one from like a fitness brand, and it's 0 calories. Put a little bit of maple syrup. Bah! Liquid smoke. Does that smell good? I don't know how much I need of this. I guess that shall suffice. Oh, that's so strong. Some olive oil, some paprika, a lot, I guess. Unfortunately, we don't have garlic powder, so yeah. A little bit of soy sauce from our Tanya's bottle. And his secret ingredient is Tabasco Chipotle. Let's add that too. And that's about it, I think. It smells so much like this liquid smoke in here. Oh, it's awful. Time for our bread. Let's start with the normal bread, the toast. So he said to let that sit for like a minute. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, we won't be able to differentiate between the two different breads. So I guess I'm gonna fry them individually. Don't come in here, Naomi, it stinks. Yeah. Now the other side. So we've got our oil in the pan ready to fry, but I've also made this construction next to the pan that he also made in the TikTok so that we have our wavy bacon and not just bacon, you know. This is hot. Oh no, Chili, you ruined everything. We're gonna start with the brioche. Oh, nothing's happening yet. And he did say to flip a lot, so we're gonna flip a lot. Okay, so it has to become really dark. Oh no! This looks like a pancake. Oops, I forgot about this one. I think this is done. Oops, now the other side burned as well. Now, we're gonna put this on here to get the little wavy waves. So they're burned, but it's okay. Now I'm gonna do the same with the toast. So I gotta say, with a little bit of imagination, it might look like bacon. It does sound very crunchy. Look-wise, we're not there 100%. I think the waves definitely work.
Ich kann den Song Look What We Another 100 auf Apple Music nicht finden.
Yep. The waves definitely help, but the waves also kind of make it look like cartoon bacon. We're just gonna bite into it now. So maybe the brioche is not it. Maybe try the bread.
Okay. That's better.
Sometimes it does taste a little bacony.
That's good. The consistency is off.
Very. It's very chewy.
I guess you could compare it to bacon.
Can you? I mean, if someone were to ask you, what does this remind you of the most? Then yes, you would say bacon.
Tastes very smoky.
Yes, you kind of feel it in your throat, right? I don't like this liquid smoke. All right, so that was, yeah, kind of disappointing. Not gonna lie. She liked the second one. The second one was okay, I think. So Naomi just made me look up a video in which Veganer Wunder, who is a guy from Germany, he also made vegan bacon, which I didn't know. And he made it out of rice paper. So I guess we're also gonna make that and compare it. But first, here comes Naomi's haul.
BTS hot brew with Jimin on it. I don't only have this, I also have J-Hop.
So now it's time.
Es ist 15:42 Uhr.
Yeah.
Ich wünsche dir noch einen schönen Mittwoch.
Thanks. And that's time to compare to our rice paper version. For that, we essentially do the same thing, but not do the same thing. Because we take 2 pieces of rice paper, we're gonna put them in some water to soften them, and then we're gonna put them on a baking tray, but we're gonna coat them in our mixture. Now our baking goes into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. I really hope this one is very good because this is so easy to make. This is what it looks like after 10 minutes. It looks a bit more like bacon, honestly. This one puffed up. I think look-wise, our rice paper bacon definitely wins, even though it doesn't really look like bacon either. So maybe actually it doesn't win. I'm not sure. It doesn't smell like bacon. It doesn't smell as intense either. This is pure crunch. I left it in too long. So this one isn't burned, but it also doesn't taste good. Texture is also off. I must have done something wrong. I think I need to do this again because his weren't as crunchy.
What did you do? They were in there for too long, right?
I guess I'm gonna give it another go. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna leave them in a little less long. A little shorter, less long. This time I let them in there for 8 minutes only, and they're still not as bendy as his were, which is really strange. Better. Texture is still off. Flavor is also still off, but I kind of like it. Which is not bacon at all. I guess 6 minutes would have been enough. How would I know? They don't look done. Like his were way darker, but way more bendy. This is not good. I actually did prefer the other bacon, gotta say. I couldn't find the perfect vegan bacon, but who's to say that I can't find the perfect vegan salmon? So let's do some salmon. Actually, I won't do that today. And we're back. The main thing I miss being a vegetarian is seafood, actually. So if there was an alternative that tastes good, then I'd be happy about that fact. I'm not really confident that it's gonna taste good, but I'm ready to be surprised. For this recipe, we need a couple of things. I found this one on Instagram and I will link it below as well. Well, first things first, we gotta bake some carrots because we're gonna make some vegan salmon out of carrots. So we're gonna have to bake these. This is a really great carrot. It's a very bendy. This one must taste amazing. First off, I've got this glass baking tray here. Now we're gonna put 500 grams of sea salt in there. Then we're gonna place the carrots on top and cover it with the rest of the sea salt, so 500 grams. Okay, when you finally covered all of your carrots, which again took me forever now, you can place it in the oven for 2 hours at 200 degrees Celsius or 300 Fahrenheit, I believe. 390 Fahrenheit, I'm sorry. Alright, it's been 2 hours. Let's get the bish out. Whatever. Gotta love salt. Now I'm gonna have to let this cool. Next thing we gotta do is save the carrots from drowning. Get rid of the salt crust. This is not what it looked like in the video, but we're just gonna pretend it's fine. Okay, and now very carefully we gotta get rid of the skin. Can I just tell you guys that, and I don't want to exaggerate, so I won't, this was one of, if not the most horrible task I ever had to do. Because the skin of this fucking dry-ass, nasty-ass, crusty-as fuck carrot did not want to come off. I did not only lose half of the carrots because the skin did not want to come off, but also at least 10 years of my life. This may or may not be a little bit of a spoiler, but even just for this reason, I would never do this again. Just to reiterate, I'm definitely not exaggerating. Okay, so I couldn't save a lot of the carrots, sadly. Now we're gonna have to cut the carrot in very thin slices and put them in a container that can be sealed. We can now mix the marinade that the carrots will have to marinate in. For that we need 2 to 3 tablespoons of liquid smoke, 1 tablespoon of canola oil, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of nori flakes. I sealed the liquid smoke like this because it just smells so horrible. but even just doing that, oh. Now we can mix this. There's not really much to mix. Oh, this liquid smoke, I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. Okay, it just looks like this. And now we can add this to our carrots, seal it, and once it's sealed shut, we can... And now in this container, we're gonna put it in the fridge for, well, at least overnight, but the recipe says 2 to 3 days. Hi guys, just to switch things up a little, we're gonna have a taste test in my room. I will regret this probably because of the liquid smoke that is gonna contest this room forever. Has been sitting in the fridge for, I think, 3 days by now. This should be marinated very nicely. Ah, but this smells like nothing but the liquid smoke. And I put less than she said. Somehow we're gonna have to get rid of the nori flakes. I'm not gonna lie, it does not look like salmon. Also, her salmon definitely looked way better, which makes me think maybe that person just used regular salmon, but anyway. I'm sad. In the beginning I was so happy because I thought there was a hint of salmon now and I was like, yes, this can develop into something big. Yeah, and it just went downhill from there. Suddenly it became sour and just very liquid smoky and just not a pleasant experience at all. Peeling the baked carrots, that was way too much effort for it not to taste like salmon, honestly. I'm so sad. I feel like you guys have probably more experience with vegan alternatives and actually good ones, so please tell me good ones. Just thinking about it really makes me shiver. Very sad also that I couldn't give you like a proper great recipe. I was not happy with any of the recipes that I made out of the total 3 ones that I've tried. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Y entonces, nos vemos la próxima vez y bye!